Thank you very much. We had 3 presenters here, and I observed that Mr. Philip Spence was talking about new global security issues and what international community should deal with, right? And then he's more focusing on the CARICOM and other small Caribbean states should and could do. In the meantime, Mr. Epps was talking about like 5 important initiatives, right? And out of 5, the 4 of them are virtually 21st initiatives for what UN was doing for small arms and light weapons and arms trade, and as well as the transnational crime. And he began with those UN initiatives and how UN and regional organizations can work together. And then he was also talking about CARICOM's role contributing to those regional approach to enhance those goals. And then Mr. Hamilton's starting with those CARICOMs, right? And more focusing on those regional issues and regional threats and not only WMD and also arms things. And he was talking about maybe CARICOMs or Caribbean states are having a very smallly functioning and less capable in a way, but you can do for proactive approach matters as well. So maybe there is a regional threat reduction, but that also linked to global reductions. So I think 3 presenters' presentation was very complementary each other. So why don't I just open the floor, have some Q&A sessions. But before then, let me take advantage as a chair to give some small comment on what I heard. If I start with these global issues, what Mr. Philip Spence nicely lay out, one of his point is security environment has been changed in the 21st century greatly due to those several significant events between 1989 to 2003 and maybe beyond, starting with the end of Cold War and Tiananmen Square and etc. And he was also mentioning increase in regional integration movement. I think that is important, but on the other hand, and flipping the coin, I think fragmentation situation is also very serious. What I'm saying is, when you are talking increase in regional integration is more integration process, but on the very end, on the other side, they have a fragmentation, such as Yugoslavia is not a Yugoslavia, what we know, it's now 6 countries. And Soviet Union became history and have 13 republics out of it. And Czechoslovakia is not any longer Czechoslovakia. That means like a state tended to fragment it along the ethnic or regional or community line, and that creating tremendous humanitarian and also violent aspect that we observe. So how we can manage those things are also serious global threats, and where not only global approach but also regional approaches are necessary. And I do believe there are small and emerging powers should do and can do something about it. And also you mentioned about some kind of international efforts for transnational threat. And although you didn't specify, I'm sure you are on your mind about those communicable disease, like transnational crime. And we all now know about how Mexican swine flu issue are affecting not only US but around the world. And I think those communicable disease issues also things we need to talk about together with drug trafficking or other transnational crime, although we missed Mr. Russo's presentation today. And also you are talking about decline in the force of accumulation of power, in the meantime rise in force of distribution of power, where I fully agree with. And you're talking about thanks to IT, telecommunication, trade, and etc., right? But still, in the meantime, we have to think of a digital divide as well. Although those small powers can be benefited by those things, in the meantime, maybe they can be a victim of those digital divide unless we are, doing something together. And about Mr. Ip's presentation, I congratulate you to very carefully and systematically design about those 5 the initiatives. But I think I would learn more about what kind of a CARICOM roles to contributing to elaborating or like initiating some kind of those UN initiatives, because you talk about something, but I heard more about what CARICOM specifically can do something on it. The reason I'm telling you is I've been engaging in those East Asian dialogue and East Asian regional approach to contributing to the UN, different kinds of the UN initiatives. And we found there are more limitations than opportunities to do something, because still those, particularly ASEAN, they think they are still small powers, and although they have some kind of roles can do at the UN, but still, speaking of making a declaration or initiatives, there are big limitations. So probably you can talk about us about that. And well, in relations to that, maybe Mr. Hamilton, you also can talk more on what you mean by those quote-unquote proactive approach of the CARICOMs to do something for those new security issues.